wrong one. Okay. Hi everyone, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Monday night edition of our live draw. And I just want to welcome everyone. Sorry we're running just a little bit late, but better late than never, right? So tonight we have this great, in our Facebook group, we always vote on Monday during the day to see which landscape we're going to draw for a Monday night. And this alleyway in Pals, Catalonia, Spain, is the one that we all chose. So we're going to jump right into this. And there's some very interesting features here. We've got a lot of things in the foreground. Of course, some things way in the background. A lot of great contrast. But one thing I like is this is going up on a slope, a slight hill. But I think we can manage this. We will break this thing down just a little bit. And yeah, I'll be with you every step of the way. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and just greet everyone in the chat. Let me get my face in here, and there you go. Turn this light off. Okay, I think we're ready to start here. So let's see. We do have this. We have a Facebook group, and if you're new to the channel, down below we have a free. I have a free beginner's workshop class that is an excellent way to start off, and I would highly recommend that you take that. That'll give you the foundational forms that you need to almost draw anything, and if you could get those down really well, you will find later things become much more easier. But we also have, so just please give me a like and give me a thumbs up on this video, and we'll see how it goes. Post your work in our Facebook group. There's a link for that as well. And if something goes awry, I'd be more than happy to jump in there and help you out just a bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and get rolling here. So usually with any landscape or drawing, I always like to start off with a quick gesture. So first thing I'm going to do on this is actually get some type of border. And when I'm quickly drawing, I'm using the back of my pencil, so I try and keep it as loose as possible. This is an Apple pencil, but it has a similar weight as a traditional pencil does as well. So as I'm looking at my picture here, I'm mentally in my head dividing it like a center point between the two, between the top and bottom, so I could see that I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to put a very light line here. That's going to be about my center point there. And I'm also going to mark where I think the center point there is as well. This will kind of help me kind of guide things up here, but keeping that as light as possible. I have my arc. Arc is going to come on down like this. Oops. Look at that. Already I made that could have been a fatal error. No. All right. So we got that going there. Got that. All right, I'm looking, this wall is going to be very helpful coming in, and it has a curved bottom because the street is curved. And I'm kind of looking at negative shape when I'm just kind of roughing some of these things in here. This is also curved here, okay? And I'm going to come straight up here. And let me just see here what's going on. So that goes right above there. This is when I want to make sure I'm careful with a little bit of accuracy here. And this is going to be a little bit above that center right there. You see that? Okay, this is going to continue. Then we have a, this is just off center here. We've got this stone. And I think mine's going to be a little bit longer here. The stone edge right there, you see that? And then I'm going to have this doorway come in here. Boy, these things always look easy until you start to get into them, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have this coming up there. I'm looking at negative shape here. When I say negative shape, this is what I mean. Negative shape would be like I'm looking at this, that little bit right there. You see, that's a negative shape. And so I'm trying to model that right there. You see that? That shape there. And you can see that mine's a little bit different than that. You could also use this as a negative shape. So that would be a good mark too. So I'm just looking for shapes throughout to try and help me get my proportion set up. Oops, wrong color. Okay, so I'm going to come back here like this. And this starts to turn right there, okay? So before I commit, I'm just making sure that I am liking some of these volumes here, some of these shapes. I'm just going to add a little bit of tone here as well, just to. All right, see, my opening here is just not the same as I see it in the picture. Okay, that's better. All right, and how's that angle? Oh, that's a bad angle there. Little doorway up there, right? Okay, now we have to be careful here of this top. I'm looking at the top of this window here. How high up does that go? You just keep using objects and see where they line up at. That is almost going through the door there. Okay, so that's going to be my... So my eye line is somewhere right around in here. And then this is on a curve, but I want to make sure I'm... Hey, Marcus, how are you, my friend? I was, Marcus, you would like to know I've been looking at pictures of your island. I'm going to call it your island. How about that today? Hoping to find something that maybe we could draw next week. I found, what's the name of that? Of course, that big mountain that's right on the shore there seems to be very picturesque. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So we have, I'm just trying to, like I said, just looking at the negative shapes throughout this piece here. Also using horizontal and vertical lines. And this is what I mean by that. For example, if I draw a if I draw a horizontal line on the top of that, look at that. Those two line up. So I want to be mindful of that. I also want to. So I'm looking for alignments. You know, where is this lining up across the way there? You see that? How high up is that? Where is this lining up to that right there? This little piece, where is that? If I go straight across here, where does that line up? You see, these are all vertical, horizontal. Yeah, that's it. The pintons. That's right. I found a great picture of these. Looks like there's three local kids playing by a fishing boat in front of the pintons. So I thought, oh, that would make a great picture to draw next week. But you see it all the time, so you're like, oh man, can we draw something different? You might be thinking like, oh, Kurt, let's draw the desert. Have you ever been to the desert, Marcus? Oh, you'll answer me in just a second, I'm sure. So we'll continue with this. Let's see here. So let's see where the top here. The top is a little bit higher, I think, on this. Just putting down marks here to get a feel for this. This arc, I don't like my arc here, so I'm going to adjust it. All right, let's get this spillway or the pattern in the middle here. And again, I'm really going to concentrate on the negative space. I'm going to concentrate on this shape right there. You see this? That's what I'm aiming for on that side, and then then I'm going to aim for the other thing, the other negative shape on the other side. So let's see here. How's that looking? We're going to curve around here. That goes right to that door there. Really squint my eyes to get this curve right here. And look at this. This curve comes all the way there. Okay. I really think I may have made that too big, but all right, let's tone this in just a little bit more here. And I'm squinting my eyes because I'm gonna tone some of these other things in. You know, when you put in these overall tones, they help to start to separate some of these forms. I'm going to add tone in this whole top section here. We often talk about organization of values. So that's what I'm already starting to try and envision here. Keeping those values together. Never traveled to a country where there is a desert. Oh my goodness. All right. True indeed, only drew it when I was in school. Well, Marcus, I used to live in California, and we would go out to the desert all the time. In fact, there's a if you go online and look up a place called Jumbo Rocks Joshua Tree National Monument, we used to camp there when we were Boy Scouts. And if you ever come to the States and head out that way, I would gladly take you around, my friend. Currently, I live on the East Coast, and there are no deserts around here, but man, they're pretty remarkable. Okay, so what I've done here, as far as like getting some idea of where the these bricks are gonna go. Killing me. Yeah, me too, Jamie. Me too, my friend. But I didn't vote for it, so you can't blame me. I guess I didn't have to put it up there, huh? So with these stones that are going around here, I established like the top one here and got that in the direction I was going. Established this one down here to get that in the direction, and then just started to divide these sections in half, and that will get me a nice even distribution of stones here. Get these little details here of this the corner, that corner of that either that looks like a piece of wood, and of course this bottom, you have 3 different values here. The one that's kind of facing us, the corner. Okay, then it's going to come back and stone here. I'm adding some surface lines. Yep, coming in here. These stones, I'm just kind of softening the corners here. Really get the different sides and shade in the different values. That's going to really help give these things an edge. And we want to use a lot of surface lines as well. And if I go too fast, just say slow down. Just keep reminding yourself where the darkest darks are, where the lightest lights. All right. When you draw these pebbles, notice these cobblestones. Notice the ones toward the bottom of the picture we see more of the top of than when they get up further back to that door. Let me show you. Like, we could really see the tops of these things, but then as they get closer to our eye level, they become more foreshortened. And so as we're kind of putting these things in, we're going to want to keep that in mind. That's going to help give us the illusion that we're looking back in space, okay? I'm just slowly building up my values here. Yep, just yeah, once you start getting your values in, then you can come back in and start adding some darker details. Okay. We're replacing a fence in our backyard, and we're gonna tear out this chain link fence where we live. And I had to go to our town is a little historical town, and if you're going to do something that's going to they want to check to make sure it all looks historical. So I don't know what a chain link. I don't know who put the chain link fence in, but That sure wasn't historical back in the day. So that's where I was. That's why I had to late tonight. I had to go in front of this committee. Oh, the joy. Okay. Just working this darker area here. Don't be afraid to go dark on some of your values there. All right, let's see what's next here. Where are we going next? Okay, we got that. All right, I'm going to come up here, and this wall has a green texture to it. Look at that. When I'm drawing these walls, I'm not going like a firm straight line. I'm trying to get some texture here. And as I'm applying the texture, I'm trying to apply it in the direction of the vanishing points. All right, let's see now where we're at. Little window back in there. And this is way too light. So we're going to drop that back in shadow. I've got this nice doorway here, but how high does it come? Got something messed up in my proportion here. I'm not sure what it is. But that's what happens, right? So you just keep going. Now this doorway back here is a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to add a tone to it because it is darker. it's almost the same value. Look at that. See, when I'm adding value to something, I have to ask myself, what that is as dark as what? Well, it's about as dark as that in there. Or it's even as dark as this up here. So that gives me clues that I need to make sure those are the same value. So this doorway has got to go much darker. Okay. I'm looking closely at those grates, or those, I don't know what you call them, but I'm just going to have to give some slight indication of those. Okay, I'm going to take my eraser to this just a little bit. Just a little bit of this reflective light underneath there. We don't have to be exact, but just enough to tell the story. Okay. How's everyone doing over here? Everyone doing okay? All right, we're cruising right along here, making our way across our picture here, right? Wow, I think I've made that too tall. Oh, most definitely. Look at that. Look how off I am. How could I have been so off? That looks better now. Always making these slight adjustments. Really trying to get that curve. That curve is... Jamie, you're right. That curve was... that tunnel is problematic, right? I like the look when I pull some of this stuff away. I like the texture it creates. All right, so let's get back on with this little balcony up here. I'm just This is going back, and if I divide things in half, I always can get a nice even spacing of things. Just keep dividing things in half. Now, when you go to draw this doorway that's right behind this balcony, make sure you don't do it dead center. Make sure you do it off center just a little bit, and that will give a nice illusion. It will help to tell us that we're not looking at this straight on. It has this keystone that's on top. And way up here is this other window. And I made the mistake of making my doorway too big. Okay. Looks like the sun is just hitting up top there, so we definitely want to make that shadow down here. And this whole wall is getting some nice reflective light, but it's not getting that main light. There is some reflective light at the end of this tunnel coming in. All right, let's see here now. Of course, this whole area is going to need extra tone. Yeah, just squint your eyes and you can really kind of see where your lightest lights are. And then you want to make sure you tone everything back. Also, pay attention to where there's large amounts of contrast. You really want to take advantage of that. Okay. We got to get this lamp here, right? Draw this lamp carefully. If you draw this lamp, just think of the silhouette. Draw these textures carefully on this wall. And when you get these bars, make sure you put them in perspective as well. I draw the top and the bottom one and come back in and just start to keep dividing in half. Always squinting, trying to get these values right. Also, I just realized that these kind of they're angled toward the center of the street, probably to help the water to drain. All right, let's see about getting some of these interesting tiles, these cuts in here. We'll start thinking of the grout here, right? Look for the negative shape here. And don't rush this part, because if you get this right, as these get further up, they're going to get closer together, more foreshortened. Looks like there's this big plaque in the middle of the street. I'm gonna just kind of ignore that. All right, how are we doing here? Boy, I don't know about you guys, but these cobblestones are driving me crazy. Really, as I'm drawing these cobblestones down here, I am thinking about like the grout and how does that connect everything together. Marcus, you should be able to get some nice textures if you're using a ballpoint pen. I think that would be it should look really nice when you're done. Okay, let's see now. I'm just going to add some texture on the walls here. Just making sure, I'm trying to go over some of my edges. Getting tones correct. Ooh, I got too dark back there. Okay. Oh, microns. Okay. All right. That sounds good to me. Okay, I'm just kind of going through now, just on this wall over here, just looking closely now and adding some additional detail and shapes that I see. This has more tone up here. Sometimes when you add a darker area, you can make something else look brighter by making sure that everything around it is darker. I know that sounds, but it really does. You could pop something out. Okay. Okay, I think we're doing okay there. This whole I'm looking at mine, and look out! This is so bright down here. This needs to be so much darker. It's always a good idea to take a step back. And there's a slight reflection of that building into this polished stone here. Oh, what happened there? Uh-oh. You know what? I think that's going to end it for me tonight. I just think I ran out of memory in my iPad. I'll have to delete some things. So, with that being said, I think we're going to call it a night. We're pretty close. So, let's see here. So we'll just go with that for right now. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. I am going to check out here. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and my name's Kurt. This is our Monday edition. There wasn't so much a lot of instruction tonight, more just rendering out forms and shapes and trying to get different textures. But I can't wait to see what you guys have in yours. And I'm going to delete some files off of my iPad here so that we can figure out what the problem is. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow in Facebook group. Okay, I'm Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. See y'all later. Mine looks like a kid. No, it doesn't, Jamie. Throw it up there. Let me take a look at it, okay? All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.